welcome back to the Goal Line Podcast. I'm joined by Gavin and Jesse as always. Gentlemen, how are we on this fine Tuesday afternoon? Start of our Champions League preview.
I'm doing good. I can't wait for the
Very good.
So we had a bit of a rejig of the programme like 5 minutes ago. So we scrapped what we're doing and we're going to concentrate on the Champions League and we're going to concentrate on the main games of the week. So we're going to go Young Boys against Man United, Barca, Bayern, Chelsea against St. Petersburg, Liverpool, Man City against RB Leipzig. And at the end, we are going to give you who we think is going to be the best value for the overall winner of the UEFA Champions League. So we get cracking at the start. So tonight sees the first round of fixtures and we may as well start with Young Boys against Man United. The prodigal son, God himself, came back on Saturday against Newcastle and done what he does best. Fever Ronaldo scored 2 goals. Looking like he's going to start again tonight. This surely looks an easy opener for United. You've Young Boys at 7-1. We've the draw at 15-4 and 38-100 for a United win. Gavin, that's surely value.
Again, these games, Andrew, when they go below the 7-10 line, I've got a personal line of 7-10. I don't go below that. In a case like this, you either add it to a multiple or you look for some other value and maybe about -1, -2. The last time they were over there a couple of years ago, they won 3-0. This particular Young Boys is not looking like they're in great shape. They are 4th place on the local Switzerland log. They've not beaten Manchester United, played them twice before. They lost at Old Trafford and they lost at home. It was a 3-0 drubbing. I've got to say with Ronaldo coming back, I know you said he scored 2 goals. My son was of the opposite opinion, suggesting that they were tap-ins and anyone could have done them. But I did say...
Screamers, Gavin. Halfway line screamers.
He still scored 2 goals, yes or no? Yep, he did. So, yeah, I'm happy to see him back. It was quite exciting. I think this will be much the same. I think this is probably anything from a 3 to a 4 or 5 goal route. I don't see Young Boys scoring. I think you can take -1 with confidence, and that should be based on a 4-10 price. You're probably looking at about 11 or 12-10 -1.
What's your thoughts, Jesse?
Men against boys. I mean, that's what the name says, Young Boys. So hopefully, United can turn it on. I say hopefully, I'm hoping for Young Boys to get a result. But yeah, it was excellent seeing Ronaldo back. He made a statement on his second debut. I think they're going to make another statement. I think Man United should be, I know it's crazy because they played in the Europa League final last year, but I think Man United should be one of the tournament favorites for the competition. I think that's what Ronaldo does to any team. So yeah, I think they make a statement here. Excellent price. I know the price doesn't entice Gavin, but for me it's value. I think anything on Man United right now is just value.
Yeah, look, the price does look sharp, but you can get Gavin's -1 is 3-5 at Hollywoodbets right now, which also still looks value. It's near going on even money. Look, I know it's a bit short of it, but you can't see anything less than a 3-goal win. I think it's going to be a 3-4 drubbing. I think like United's attack it's beyond unbelievable. They have Ronaldo, they have Greenwood, they have Sancho, they have Cavani, they have Jesse Lingard who scored at the weekend.
Up there with PSG's, you say?
What's that?
Did you say up there with PSG's attack?
Better than PSG.
Like you were going in that direction.
Well, their attack is just phenomenal, but the part where they do kind of, as we talked about, well, no one probably seen it. We done our mock-up preview before this, and a few weeks ago we were talking about United's midfield. So that's probably where they do downfall is Fred. But Match's legs are kind of gone at this stage, but they kind of worked well with Pogba and Bruno over the weekend. So I think they're going to set down a statement for the whole of Europe to stand up and take notice that United are back. We mean business. And I think Ronaldo's whole culture is rubbing off on the players. Like I read a thing yesterday that everyone was asking in the training ground, "Oh, what's Ronaldo eating? I want what he's eating." So there was like no one going for the croissants, no one going for the bread, anything like that. It was all the chicken, everything. Everyone sitting there looking at Ronaldo. Christ, if I eat like him, I might like him. His whole winning mentality is only going to be a huge thing for United. And I think it's going to be an absolute drubbing tonight. The more I think about it, the more I think 3-4-0 easily.
Hard to disagree with them.
Right, but I'd probably go -1 just to be safe. 3-5, -1. What, Jesse? What's your bet in this then? Finalize it.
I'd love to know what Cristiano Ronaldo anytime goal scorer is priced up, because I mean he is the tournament's record goal scorer. He started off his Man United, got his Man United second career off to a perfect note. So I'd probably fancy him as an anytime goal scorer. If I'm a bit more brave by the time kickoff starts, and I might take him to score the first goal. So yeah, I'm just going to be playing around Ronaldo. In fact.
Ronaldo to score first and to score anytime double. Sounds like a good bet. Right, I think we're all in agreement that it's going to be a win for Man United. Next, we move on to Barcelona against Bayern Munich. A game which is 2 years ago would be a standout fixture, but now Barcelona kind of in transition with Messi leaving, Griezmann as well. Where do we see this going, Jesse?
Yeah, talk about losing its value. I mean, this fixture a few years ago, like you said, it would have been you would have summed it up as a Club World Cup final, but Bayern Munich and Barcelona. I mean, we remember the 7-2 game not so long ago, Bayern Munich smashing Barcelona. We could see a similar outcome. I mean, with no Messi, no Griezmann, as you touched on, they've got Martin Braithwaite out injured as well. So, a lot of things going in Bayern Munich's favor. And Julian Nagelsmann started off his Bayern Munich career on a great note. They beat Leipzig on the weekend. So I can't see anything but a Bayern Munich victory. Quite a convincing one, actually.
Yeah, Bayern Munich are actually even money to win this. Yeah, you can get Barcelona at 9-4 and 29-10 to draw with Hollywoodbets. Now, we were talking about United at, what was it, 38 to 100 value. This even money looks the best of the night.
Yeah.
Like, to me, they look a far superior team to Barcelona right now. Barcelona are in a huge transition period. Even money, I'm all over that. Gavin, this looks like your kind of bet.
Be scared. Be very scared. It was 8-2, Jesse, last year, this similar time. I think we're going to see goals here. I'd be scared to take Bayern Munich to win this game because the price just doesn't seem right. They're going over there as even money favourites. It's got red flags all over it. I will say a similar thing. South Africa played Australia rugby on the weekend. It was the biggest handicap they had. They were the shortest price, and you've got to be scared of that. This looks too short for me. I know it's even money, but I'd be rather looking at this 22-10, or even possibly 9-10, about +1, or win and draw for Barcelona. I would go the other way here. I'd be scared to back Bayern Munich away from home against a team that they don't have rubbish in there. Yes, they don't have the superstars, but they don't have rubbish either. I don't know. It's a scary one. I would sooner back United at 4-10 than take Bayern Munich at even money, and I wouldn't do either.
I just think the whole aura of Barcelona is gone. The new camp is not a fortress anymore. As you said, they're after losing Messi and Griezmann. I know they have Memphis Depay. Who the hell is scared of Memphis Depay? I just think the more I look and the more I weigh up the two teams, like Barcelona are just not what they used to be, and Bayern Munich are still this force in Germany. Like you said, they had a good win at the weekend. They still have Robert Lewandowski, who just scores goals for fun. They have a solid midfield, a solid back four. I think they have way too much collectively for. I can't see it being more than a 1-goal win, be it 2-1, be it 1-0. But I can definitely see Bayern Munich having too much for Barcelona at the end of the day. Their whole system together, I think, is too much for Barcelona at this stage of the season.
I think we'll see goals. So my bet here, it wouldn't be to back Bayern Munich. It would be to go probably over 3.5 goals. I think we're going to see 4 or 5 goals here. We're not going to see the 10 we saw last year, but I do think there'll be a few goals here. I don't think it'll be 3 or less. I'm going to be over 3.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
If you had to offer me 4 to 10 on Bayern Munich before Andrew spoke about the even money price, I would have probably, gone for it, been all over it. But I think even money is, I don't know, it's just something we should all be emptying our pockets on, surely.
Have the mortgage, have the car, have the boat, whoever you are, have it all on board. And then come next week, Gavin will be still sitting in his house, and myself and Jesse will be sitting outside someone's garden doing this. They're losing everything. All right, kind of split camp here, 2 for Bayern Munich and Gavin for over 3.5 goals. Now, we move on to the final match we're going to cover on Tuesday, which is, look, this is going to be more straightforward. Well, I think. Chelsea v Zenit St. Petersburg of Russia. This is a typical Champions League match that you just see Chelsea coming out on the top easily. But what way is it going to go? Do we go over 2.5, over 3.5, -1? Gavin, what way are you looking at this?
Yeah, another one. 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. The problem with these correct scores, and I know they do offer collective. So you can have 3-0, 4-0, and 5-0 in a bet, or 2-0, 3-0, and 4-0 in a bet. That's the kind of thing I'd be looking for. Yeah, I think 2-0 is the bottom end, and I wouldn't be surprised if this goes bigger, but it's unlikely to get much more than 5. So yeah, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be taking. They 1-5 to win the game. So you can take -2 here. -2, you'll probably get over even money with. I think 2-0 is the bottom end of what's likely. You can only get better from there.
I'm looking, just flicking through the market here on Hollywoodbets. The one that kind of stands out to me would be, I think, Lukaku, 2 or more goals. I just don't think the Zenit St. Petersburg defense will be able to absolutely control him at all. He's this kind of player where, he's massive, he's huge, he's going to use his strength to bully defenders, and I think this is the kind of team he can use that and set down his marker to say that I'm back, I'm here at Chelsea, blah blah blah, whatever he wants to do. But that's the kind of bet I'm leaning on at this, is Romelu Lukaku to score 2 or more goals. Jesse, you've any better insights than me there now?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'll avoid that one is because, Chelsea have been doing superbly, and they've got Tottenham on the weekend, which is a London derby. And then, you look at their squad, Timo Werner's been starved of some minutes. So he could be, one to look at for this game. I know his finishing is terrible, but, if there's ever a fixture to play in, then
might try to finish his dinner better than he can score a goal.
Yeah, but if there's ever a fixture to throw him in, it's probably against Zenit in the Champions League. So I think I probably would stay away from the Lukaku one. I get what Gavin's saying. I'd probably be a bit more safer, though. I like the 3-0, 4-0, and 5-0s, but I think just Chelsea to win with the clean sheets. The last time I checked, it was around 7 to 10. I think it should be around the same price. So Chelsea to win with the clean sheet, they've got a brilliant defensive record. So yeah, I think that's where my money's at.
Just on that, the -3 alone, when you get your 3, 4, or whatever 5, is 10 to 3, which is not too shabby if you take into. Well, it's not a great price, but when you consider they'll score 4 goals, but it's a match where you think if they score too early, it's just going to keep snowballing. They could be 4 or 5-0 up by 60, 70 minutes. It's one you have to think about.
What's your Lukaku to score twice?
That's what I'm trying to find.
Getting a player to score once is one thing. Getting to score twice is very hard.
Yeah, but the way they play and the way they structure their game around feeding him, and they're not playing a strong team whatsoever. So I can easily see him if he starts getting 2 goals minimum.
Yeah.
Right. Moving on to Wednesday, with 2 games to cover on Wednesday, and we will start with Liverpool against AC Milan. Jesse, take us away with this one. How are we seeing this playing out?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not the fixture it used to be like in the early 2000s or the mid 2000s. I mean, these two were playing in Champions League finals not so long ago, but Liverpool are probably still at that. Liverpool, I'd probably say, are still at that level now where they could probably have the squad to play in the Champions League final. They won it a couple of years ago. AC Milan sort of finding their way back up to being at the top again. So I think Liverpool are probably playing Milan at the right time of their transition. I mean, they're not rubbish, but I mean, they're not, the best team in Italy. Well, looking at Juventus, they might be, but I think there's goals in this fixture.
Does 5-1 for AC Milan entice you at all?
No, I don't know. I think that would be donating money. The furthest I'd probably look at is a draw. But yeah, I think even in saying that, it's so hard to look past Liverpool, the high press, the high octane football that Jurgen Klopp likes to play. He's sort of a passion merchant. So with fans back in the stadium, it feels like it's more than 11 versus 11 on the pitch. So I'll probably favor Liverpool from the two teams.
You can get Liverpool at 46 to 100 with Hollywoodbets right now.
Probably take that.
One for the accumulator.
Yeah. Including
Gavin,
Messi to score.
Messi? Right, Gavin, what are you thinking with this one? You're going to pull something out. You're going to pull a rabbit out of the hat now here. I can feel it.
I'm thinking that Liverpool are way too short at that price. We're looking at all of these prices, and I'm just shaking my head because it's why you've got to take these accumulators, these multiples. You have to do that. You can't be diving into games like this full on. And if you do, you've got to go for the draw. You've got to go for the big price. And AC Milan at 5-1 just sounds way too big. It does. Yeah. I know that finding the wrong teams is the quick way to the poorhouse, but 5-1, you don't really go to the poorhouse on a fast train. You go on a very slow donkey. So yeah, at 5-1 AC Milan, it just sounds too big, and I would have a go at that.
Yeah, I'd be kind of having I'd put Liverpool in the accumulator, but I'd have a little nibble at 5-1 in AC Milan. It's just like Zlatan to do something like that now. Just upset the cop. Interesting. Right, last game we want to touch on before we give our thoughts on who we think will win the Champions League outright. We are going back out to Manchester, but to the blue side. We have Man City against RB Leipzig. Man City are 3-10 on. We get 21-5 to draw and 9-1 RB Leipzig. Gavin, take us away with this one. 3-10.
There's absolutely no chance in this world that this team will win this game. Leipzig. They're not going to win. They're unlikely to score. I think we go back to what Jesse said earlier. A good bet to take in a game like this is either a -2 or -3 or a clean sheet if you can get it at the 7-10 line or even a bit bigger. I wouldn't be looking at anything Leipzig here. This is an absolute certainty to put in all multiples. Manchester City will win this game. It's just by how many. 1-0 is going to be a loss if you've taken any minuses, so you wouldn't like any of that. 1-0 we should expect quite early as well. Yeah, their team is just too good. They're too good.
You can get 6-4 -2.
Yeah, 15-10, correct. That's fantastic. That's huge value.
That actually sounds like a great, to be honest. It
does. And if they do win by 2, you've lost the bet. I don't believe you've necessarily done the wrong thing. You've taken the value. The value's there. They're more likely to win by 3 or 4 than they are to win by 1 or 2, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you always get at the start of the first fixtures of the games, there's always loads of goals. So these kind of bets are the ones you kind of need to latch on, because come the second last and last fixtures of the Champions League is where they play their kind of in and out teams, and it's where the goals condense. So I think these kind of games are the ones where you get the value with the -1. So I think 6-4 for myself now is one
I
I
just saw a stat on this game, and it says Leipzig's last 6 Champions League games have been 2-0. They've lost all of them 2-0. That's interesting. So they haven't scored in 6 Champions League games.
Well, that's just not
Man United. Weren't they in Manchester United's group last season?
I don't know. It says here Leipzig's last 6 USL defeats. Oh, their last 6 defeats have been 2-0. Sorry. Okay.
Well, it's going to be 4-0 on Wednesday. Where are you going with it, Jesse?
I do agree that there's goals in this fixture for sure. I think at both ends though. Manchester City's defense, the players coming back from international break and then playing against Leicester, which is, they're all about the heavy pressing, and then, playing against Leipzig a few days later. I think it's just going to take a toll on them. And I think with Leipzig's defenders, I think Bayern Munich possibly have a better defense than Manchester City, and, Leipzig managed to score at the weekend. So based on that, I'd probably fancy Leipzig to score. I do think Manchester City will probably still win the fixture. I'd actually love to know, Andrew, what Manchester City to win and both teams to score is priced up at, because, looking at Leipzig's players, Dani Olmo, he had a fantastic Euros for Spain. Angelino actually comes from Manchester City. He'll be able to play. He's one of the brightest left backs in the world for me. So, yeah, I do think there's goals in this fixture, but definitely at both ends.
Both teams to score. Man City to win is 17-10.
For me, that's value. I'd definitely include that in all multiples. Yeah.
Very good. There we go. 2 good bets for the Man City game. Just while we're talking about multiples on Hollywoodbets, you can get your Acca bonus. So you can see it there for 2 legs. You get 2%, 3, 4, 4 you get 6%, 5 to 10, 10, 11 to 15, 15%, and so on. So you will get a little bonus for your winning multiple on Champions League on Tuesday and Wednesday. So take that while you can. While you're talking there, I was just looking through the actual my Acca that might be happening the weekend. Not the weekend, today. I went with Atletico Madrid, PSG, Man City, Dortmund, Bayern, Chelsea, Man United. So for a €10 stake, that gets me back €103. So that is so it's 13.8. It works out really. That's my going to the grave bet for the week. Right, we go on to who we think is going to win the Champions League outright. Who wants to go first with their selections? Why don't I just get the betting?
Yeah. Okay. So let me go first with this, because I feel like, unlike previous years where anyone could win the Champions League, I think it's probably nailed down between 5 teams. And I saw an article that read PSG versus the 4 English teams. I think it could be the case this season. We've seen English teams actually dominate in the past couple of years. We've seen Man City reach the final, Chelsea win the competition, Liverpool a few years ago. So English teams definitely have the pedigree and the know-how. And then PSG have Messi and Neymar and Mbappe, so they can't be ruled out either. So where do I think it's going to go? It's probably a tricky one. I think the Man United signing of Ronaldo probably changes things. With Ronaldo in the team, I think I've said it before, he's the record goal scorer in the competition. He's the greatest player the world has ever seen. So maybe I'm leaning towards Manchester United. I can see Andrew's getting a bit of a smile in his face there. So
what I'll do now is I'll give you the betting first, and then the prices might make up your mind. So you have PSG and Man City are 7-2 joint favourites. You have Bayern Munich at 7s, Chelsea at 15-2, Liverpool at 9s, Man United at 12s, Madrid at 14s, Atletico at 22s, Barca at 22s. Where would you ever see Barcelona at 22-1 to win the Champions League? Dortmund 25, Juve 25, and 50-1. Bigger the rest.
Yes, so probably Man United. You said 12-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, based on, I feel like they've got a fairly straightforward group, so they'll probably come out of that with some comfort. At Man United, I think they seem to have the luck of old as well, under the days of Sir Alex Ferguson. So they'll probably get the easiest possible draw they can in the knockout stages. And then, with Ronaldo, Greenwood, Sancho, Rashford, I think they're going to win the Champions League.
See, now you just became my favourite.
Let Gavin finish first.
Gavin, your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Look, besides the fact that Ronaldo's there, I suppose in spite of him being there, Manchester United have got a very big price. I think 12-1. I've got to say, after opening the sheet up, I didn't expect that. I was expecting a 5-1, 11-2, maybe 6-1. 12-1 is an extra digit there that shouldn't be there. It's too big. You have to take them. You've got to make it part of your play. It's almost like you hear in horse racing, they say, don't leave this horse out of your quartet. You just can't leave United out of your whatever your betting strategy is for Champions League outright or long-term bets. You've got to include Manchester United. We saw the evidence on the weekend. I don't know what price they were before the weekend. If they're 12-1 now, they may have been as much as 20-1 before the signing of Ronaldo and before the game on the weekend. I don't know. But that is a big price. You also look at Manchester City, to me, are too short at 7-2. PSG are rightly priced at 33-10 or 7-2 in some places. I think that is the right price. They should be favourites. Again, there would have been movement there before Messi arrived, and Neymar is obviously still there. So for me, PSG and Man United for now. I wouldn't be taking Bayern Munich, City, Chelsea, or Liverpool at this stage. I would, however, have a sneaky punt on Real Madrid because it's the biggest price you're going to see or have seen in the last 20 years, and ditto for Barcelona. I wouldn't go massive on them, but you never know. They might show up in the semi-finals or quarterfinal, and you're sitting with a bit of money on them. You can start to work out your book from there. Yeah. So, initially, I actually have already backed PSG. I haven't backed United yet, but now at this price, I am interested.
Yeah, the price to me on United is way too big. That if people do see this and latch onto it, the price isn't going to last long at all. I think Chelsea are way too big as well. I think 7-1 on Chelsea is a great bet. Like, they're the defending champions. They have a solid team. There's really no weak point in their team. And they're kind of a proverbial Champions League team where they have everything to survive in it, as we seen last year, to get stronger as the competition goes on. And Thomas Tuchel is the kind of coach that can manipulate his team to play against different teams with the same system, with players he can take in and out, where it doesn't weaken the team at all. I think 7-1 on Chelsea is a huge bet as well. So I think United and Chelsea are the... Go on.
Yeah, I think there's massive value on Liverpool as well, because you look at Liverpool and the Champions League, when it comes to those two-legged ties, then if they're trailing, I think they can overturn anything if the second leg is at Anfield with the fans on their side. So I think as much as we love to push our agendas and Man United all the way and up the Arsenal on Thursdays, well, not anymore, but I feel like Liverpool should be looked at as well. I probably think they'll probably go further than Chelsea. I think Liverpool to reach the semi-finals is probably a good bet. One I'd look at, but I wouldn't look at them to win the competition.
Well, see, now my problem with Liverpool now is like their style of play is very high press the whole time. I think a lot of teams are finding out it's a lot easier to play against that system. And like we look at the front three, then they're not the players they used to be. They beat a Leeds team, a 10-man Leeds team at the weekend. I just don't think they're the team they used to be. There's no real new players coming in like the Thiago, who hasn't really done it yet. You've like who do they have up front if Salah doesn't play, if Mane doesn't play? No one really. I don't think they're cut out now for a Champions League. They're missing something is missing in there. like I was it. There's 2 points in the difference between them and Chelsea. 2 points in the difference. I think Chelsea are so much more value than Liverpool. I'd have Liverpool at a 12-14 to 1 chance. I can't see them getting anywhere near it. And that's not because I don't like Liverpool. I just looking at it as
talking.
Hold up my check. Oh, sorry, no, Arsenal aren't in the betting. Sorry, it's a shame. Right, I'll go around and get our final picks. Gavin, you are going with?
A multiple. Chelsea, City, and United all to win their Champions League games. I would also be interested in, you can make that into a quad by adding in AC Milan. Ooh. and you can make it into a 5-ball and add in Barcelona and draw +1. Barcelona +1.
+1.
So the treble straight up, and then adding the 3. So treble, a quad, and a 5-ball. 3 separate bets.
Jesse, for you.
I'm definitely not going to top Gavin with value, but I'd probably fancy Manchester City to win it. Both teams to score 17-10. That does provide some sort of value. I was looking at Malmo and Juventus, both teams to score. I think there could be some value in that. It was priced up at 8 to 10 last time I had a look. So I definitely don't rate Juventus' backline anymore. It's coming of age now, and I think teams are starting to expose that. So Malmo to score, and then Chelsea to win to 0 has to be in everyone's multiple for me. That's my treble.
My main bet of over the 2 days is going to be just an outright win on Bayern Munich. I just think it's an unbelievable bet at even money. So that's going to be my main bet. The multiple it'll be Man United, Bayern, Chelsea, and Man City all to win. That'll be my main one. So what I'll do, I'll have all the selections wrote down here. I'll put all the selections in the description below with the link to where you can get your bet on with Hollywoodbets on these. Right, before we go, final say on who is going to win the Champions League. Final selections. Narrow down to one.
Manchester United.
Yeah, I agree with that. And as Jesse said, in years gone by, we didn't know who was going to win this tournament. I mean, there were the years when we expected Real Madrid and Barcelona to be up there and fighting it out at the end. We've had predictable years and we've had not predictable years. And Jesse's 100% right. This is down to about 3 or 4, maybe 5 teams that can win it. And at this early stage, and I say early because this bet only pays out in May next year. You've got to have, you can't be going super large. So you maybe want to stick it in a multiple with some other league winners or teams to place in the top 4 in specific leagues. That stuff's still open and will be open for quite a while. But a straight bet, which I'm happy to take, is Manchester United at 12 to 1. I think it's crazy. It's 100% based on price. They are one of the teams that has the ability to win, and their price is just wrong. It's all about price for me.
Yeah, 3 for 3 with United here. I'm the exact same. The price is ridiculous. If you just look to the future when they come out of the group, you're not going to get anywhere near 12 to 1. You'd be looking at 5 to 1, 9 to 2 maybe. So I think take your 12 to 1 now, sit on it till May, and look. At the end of the day, 12 to 1 is value on that. You're not going to get any better than it. It's going to shorten as the games go on, and they have the squad to win it. So I think Man United 12 to 1 is a great bet right now. Right, so that is us done with our Champions League preview. Thanks to you boys for joining me today. And we will be back next week, and we will look back on everything that has happened in the Champions League, and we'll have a quick look back on the Premier League as well, and we'll give our thoughts on the upcoming matches for the week ahead. So again, thanks for watching. Keep liking, subscribing, and head over to Hollywoodbets and get all the best price for this week's Champions League and the weekend games on the Premier League.